Hello, everybody. This was unexpected. I wasn't planning on coming on, but a couple people asked me to come on live, so I said after I finished supper, I would come on. Let's see. Pull the chat up here. Oh, let's see. Ooh, I'm forgetting. I missed a couple days, and now I forget what I'm doing. Hang on, y'all. I see you, 10 people here. Give me just a second. And as you can tell by the title of this live stream, might be a little bit petty tonight, but I think it's necessary. Okay. There we go. Oh, hey, Redneck Superman. I'm glad you're here. And Nikki, hey, Jamie, hey, Uber Goober. Turn the volume down here. Hey, Carrie. Hope y'all are having a good night. You know, I made my favorite thing for supper. One of my favorite things. It's very simple, very basic, but it just makes you feel good after you eat it. I did a seared salmon with just olive oil, salt and pepper, and fresh lemon juice, and a baked potato in the oven, and fresh broccoli, fresh stream broccoli. It was so good. So good. Uber Goober lady, I'm doing okay. Yeah, I had a pretty good day. Oh, Savage told you about me? Good. That's a good reference. Oh, goodness. I just wanted to set a couple things straight because a certain person on YouTube is really continuing to tell lies and do things that I think are very inappropriate. So I wanted to get your feedback on some of those things. Number one, this person is still saying that Michelangelo's has identified me as the person who called in a pizza, and this pizza was delivered to this person and they nearly died of a pepper overdose. That did not happen. I've called Michelangelo's twice now and talked to the manager and two of the female employees, and they said that never occurred. Nobody came in and played three voices and identified me as the person. So unless she's talking to somebody who no longer works there and was privately doing it and nobody saw it, that never happened. So that would be a lie. I don't think this person can distinguish between a lie and the truth. Perhaps that's the motivation for her name. Yes, Jamie made it up in her head. She's going to start getting caught with her lies because I can follow up. I've eaten at Michelangelo's. I find it very odd that they never ate at Michelangelo's. This is a very famous place. People come from Raleigh to eat there. As a matter of fact, one of my good friends that I used to work with in the dentist office that she called trying to find information out from me and telling them that I was somebody that stole from the office, one of those employees had her son, they live in Clayton. I'm sorry, no, they live in Garner. They went to Michelangelo's over this weekend for her son's birthday. So the fact that they live in that town and never ate that pizza, I found that very strange, but whatever. They're strange in general, so I guess it goes along with it. She's a shitty actress, yes. Uber Goober says she can't, she's delusional, she ordered it herself, they had her phone number. Exactly. Not that the person gave the phone number, they had the phone number come up on their caller ID or in their system. Just drives me nuts. No, I haven't talked to B, Marine Mom. Not lately, not since her test. What's going on? Did I miss something? Hey, Ricky. How you doing, sweetheart? Another thing that I've been wanting to say for a while is anybody who points out their wonderful characteristics, usually they do not possess them. If you have to say what a wonderful mother you are, if you have to say how truthful you are, then you're not. When your daughter comes up to you and you say, "Yes, honey, I'm going to devote my attention to you right now. That's what I do because I'm a sacrificial mother." That's so fake. Do you think people can't see through that? Do you think your daughter can't see through that? Do you ever put yourself in the place of your daughter and think, what is she going to think about me 10 years from now? You hate your mother so much. What do you think your daughter is going to think about you? If all these videos that you make, talking about a dick in your face first thing in the morning and graphic details about orgasms and your husband and what you do sexually, all those videos that you deleted, first of all, she was there for a good portion of them. Second of all, they've all been recorded. And just like your nasty tapes that are coming up now of you dancing and all that other shit, a couple years from now, when you think it's all gone, those tapes are going to come back up to haunt you. And what about one of her friends seeing this, or one of her or herself seeing this years from now? Do you ever think about that before you open your mouth? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm upset tonight. Jamie says, yes, you got to live your truth, not speak on it. Exactly. You need to live with such a way that people say, oh, what a great mother you are. I see you doing blank, blank, blank. Or you're very honest. You tell the truth about your life. And she doesn't. For example, she still blames the doctor for her addiction to pain meds. She didn't, it's like blaming Michelangelo's for the pizza. You didn't have to ingest it. You did not have to take those pills. And to put the blame on somebody else, has she ever once named one thing that she has taken the blame for? Everything is always somebody else's fault. Everything. It has either to do with she's reacting or she's manic or she had a bad childhood. Nothing is ever her fault. She never, ever apologizes except to say, I have the right to get upset sometimes, don't I? Don't I? That's not an apology. Apology is I was wrong. What I did was wrong and it affected people in a negative way, and I'm not going to do it anymore. That's the apology. And by God, she sure as hell hasn't done that. Redneck Superman says, I've seen a video of her patting herself on the back about giving Thanksgiving dinner to a family, and one about he gave money to someone in a grocery store. Yes, I've seen that video as well. It was, the title was, I did something great today, I think. And she was at Food Lion and had an extra little ticket that you could take, I don't know, $20 off a Thanksgiving dinner, and she gave it to somebody else. It's not as if it came out of her pocket. Jamie says she wants to be the face of bipolar. It's bitches like her that make people like me get judged and stereotyped. She has something more than bipolar. I'm just saying, either she's acting or she has something more. Yes, Jamie, we all love you, and you You should be the face of bipolar. Lots of people on YouTube are bipolar. Mandy is bipolar. Do you see her acting like that? And part of it is you have to do what it takes after your diagnosis. It's like if you have cancer and you refuse treatment, then your cancer is going to spread. You have bipolar and you refuse treatment. You are not going to therapy. And Sean has told us that you have not gone to therapy in years. That is a significant 50% part of treating bipolar. And you flat out will not go. And honey, YouTube is not therapy. Okay? And I don't know what medications you're on. Xanax and Adderall, I don't think are bipolar medications. However, I don't know, I'm not in your medicine cabinet. I don't know what you take. Whatever you take, you said doesn't make you cry. So at least you're keeping up with that part of it. But um, you don't like to go to counseling because they tell you the truth. You don't want to go to therapy because the counselors call you out and point out your flaws. And that's something that you cannot handle clearly. That's why you have 16 mods. And if anybody says remotely questions anything, you are not woman enough to respectfully answer the question. And if you feel you're right, point out the evidence as to why you're right. No, throw a wrench at them is what you say. Come on. You are almost 40 years old. Y'all, we are the same age, the exact same age, except for a couple months. Do I act like her? Do I look like her? I don't know what kind of life she's living, but it's not working for her. Nikki says, I don't need a psych degree to know a sociopath when I see one. Um, Justine, hey, Justine's Closet, what is unreal is I find she does not interact with anyone. How can that be therapy? Exactly. All she wants is an audience that praises her and says how beautiful she is, how big her tits are, how wonderful she can sing, um, how much she's helping them. And okay, that's wonderful. There might be a select odd group out there who find that, may perhaps are tone deaf and think that she can actually sing, but that is not therapy. When you have an audience that is nothing but admirers, that is not therapy. And like I said before, you will quickly delete anybody who maybe thinks makes you question some of the behavior, um, repetitive behavior. Nope, 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 don't want it. Get them out of here. Stephanie Green says, God, the singing, the singing. What is with the singing? I cannot sing, and I would, dear God, it's like brushing your teeth live too. Nobody wants to see that. Hey, Broken Angel, I was so fooled, y'all. Now I see how dumb I look trying to help her. Forgive me. That's okay. Broken Angel, you are amongst very good company. I was thinking about that earlier. How many people um, did try to help her and then said, God, this woman is nutso. Nutso. Even that you know, okay, I've got so much in my head I want to say. Even that binge city, the one person, I think the only person when she made it to her super chat that gave her money, even that person is, you know, saw the truth. And what this person will do is they will say, they got mad because I didn't reply and they're too needy and I didn't give them enough attention. No, baby girl, that's not the reason. The reason is they saw you for who you were and decided not to be a part of that madness. That's what it is. Okay. Hey, sweetie, 37 2.0. Yes, broken, most of us do understand. Jillian said, oh, I went too fast. Stephanie said she just told her mods to block all new people with no content. Oh, yeah, because she's scared. Is it Tyler? Tyler, I think you're a genius. I just want to tell you, you are a genius. And just so you know, there's a lot of people in your chats that you have wrenches for and that you consider friends that aren't. Because, see, the people that I have in my chat that are mods, I'm actually friends with. And I don't have to go check their channel to see if they're a real person. I have personal relationships with them, something that you do not. How ridiculous, says Sheldon. William Palmer says, hi, Patsy. Hey, Patsy. Patsy B. Just Sneaky says, yes, Stephanie, and they jumped on Leanne or Luann because she had no content. Oh my God, it was ridiculous. I screenshotted a little while ago. Every single comment was blue. I just think if you are not mentally stable enough to clean toilets, then perhaps you are not mentally stable enough to have a YouTube channel. Do you all agree with that? I mean, come on. What is the toilet going to do? Why can't you clean toilets? Are you, I mean, that mentally unstable that you can't clean toilets? Sweetie says, I saw parts of the cemetery video and I was like, what a dumbass. I saw just parts of it also. I don't know why she was crying. I was very confused. Did I hear right that she failed her drug test for the new job? No, I don't think she failed her drug test. I think that according to her, I don't even know if this is legal, that they didn't want her working because of the types of drugs that she was taking. Um, that doesn't sound legal to me. You cannot discriminate because of somebody's mental health medications. She wasn't like she was taking recreational drugs. So I'm not sure if that's true or not. It's so funny. You know what I ought to do is call that hospital and try to apply for a job and see what happens. I'm serious. She's going to start getting caught in her lies because there's people that are close in proximity to her and can follow up with some of the things that she says. I'm just saying. Just Jen says these jobs can't be real. Like the other one where she failed a physical for being a cleaning lady. Since when do you have to have a physical to clean hotel rooms? I've never heard of that before. She takes Adderall, that's why. Adderall enables you or disables you from cleaning toilets? I would think it would give you the energy you needed to clean them. Right. Who knows what's really in her system or what she's really prescribed? Exactly. Who knows? And she makes such a big deal, making sure that she points out that she is not a criminal, that she's proud of her past. Well, honey, just because you haven't been caught doesn't mean that you are not a criminal. There are criminals like me that paid for what I did. I atoned for the things that I did wrong. Where's your atonement? I still have some things that have not come out that I will share at the time that I feel is appropriate. Carrie says it comes up positive on a drug screen. Yeah, but if you have, she could have even been on Oxycontin or something. But if you have proof that you are prescribed that, then they can't discriminate against you for that. Just Jen says, What job interviews and offers the job on the same day? Imaginary ones. Well, I did have a job where I was working, the last job I had, and they offered me the job on the same day. So maybe that's a possibility. Jamie says Adderall is amphetamine. It's like crystal meth in pill form. Yeah. Jennifer says, so true, Jillian. I thought today, why am I watching this shit? I just can't look away. You're not alone. Everybody kind of falls into that trap. It's the same thing when you see an accident on the side of the road, and it could be very brutal, but you want to look because it's human nature to look at a train wreck. Um, and she knows that. She's using that to her benefit. Oh, and just before I came on, I saw that she was streaming, and all I heard was her saying, ooh, 10 thumbs up. Wow. 63 people watching. Wow. Ooh, 12 thumbs up. Okay, wasn't it just yesterday and the day before that and the day before that and the day before that that she said that she doesn't give a damn about thumbs up, that it means nothing to her because it's all the same in Google? Well, baby doll, it might be the same for Google, but for an actual human being, it is not the same. When you have, I think the cemetery video, it was like 12 to 123. And she justifies it by saying she's not popular. She was never popular in high school, and she's not going to be popular as an adult. Let me tell you something. It is not a matter of popularity. This isn't voting for prom queen. This is people who are either saying, we really enjoy what you're saying and doing, thumbs up, or we adamantly of we like you or we don't. And for 10 times the amount of people that like you don't like you, I'm not asking you to leave YouTube. I mean, it's clear that this is your obsession and it's not going to go away. But can you reflect on your content? Can you reflect on what comes out of your mouth? And people are willing to forgive. People are willing to give you a chance, but you just keep getting worse. Jennifer says, if you get too many thumbs down, YouTube won't put you in people's threads. That's why you don't want them. Oh, really? That's interesting. She never comes up in my threads, but I think I clicked not interested so many times when, in the beginning, that it doesn't come up. What's funny is my my videos come up suggested for me, so I think that YouTube's a little bit behind. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, that's me. Nikki said, so they likely didn't tell her it's your drug screen. It was just the only thing left. They said it was the drug scheme. The drug screen is clean. You got the job. Offers retracted, so she can only assume that's it. I don't know. Oh, Nikki said, but I Googled anyone before I hired them, so she will be hard pressed to ever get a job. That is very accurate. Employees, employers definitely Google people. When I was part of the hiring process at the dentist office, when we were looking for a new, whatever, there might be a hygienist or front desk person, and I would get the resumes, and by God, you better believe I Googled them. I really researched them, and if any employer were to see just one of her videos, Nobody wants to deal with that craziness. Nobody wants to deal with that craziness. Justine says, in my opinion, she didn't even apply. I don't know. I I hate to think that it was she made up all of that, but you never know. Yeah, Jillian says she comes in my threads and always sneak a peek. I'm gonna duct tape my eyes shut. Oh, Jillian, you make me laugh. Most employers these days do check on people's social ties, including YouTube. And if you just type in her name, it'll lead you right to YouTube. You know, you don't even have to, because I wasn't familiar that with YouTube having so many actual personalities. Like I said, I thought it was just for music videos and stuff like that. But if you were to type in her name, it would go directly to YouTube. Oh, do we have a hater? That's okay. Don't bother me. Cape Crusader, you're in timeout right now. Why did you leave Trisha's channel to come here? That's okay. I'm always so curious as to the people that support her and what their thinking is. Stephanie Green, and you know, she told her new employee all about her YouTube and her stalkers and trolls. I mean, hell, she tells the McDonald's drive-through people. Oh my God, I forgot about that. She sure did. She said, "Oh, I'm like, I got my new channel. You know, I got my channel back. Oh, and by the way, she keeps saying that she had like 2,500 subs. Did I miss that? Because I thought it was like maybe 1,500 subs. Did anybody see that she had that many? Is she combining like two channels together?" Yes, it's a time. She's a time bomb waiting on the detonator. Employee or not employee. I understand what you were saying, Stephanie. Savage Live says dumbass. Just Nikki, right, William? I've had a fake Trisha that went in to talk, but once I saw her internet footprint, I'd be like, bye, Felicia. That's all I'm saying is, can you please be a little bit self-reflective and just think about what if the people in her daughter's school saw these things? You don't understand how your outbursts and your crying at Pee Wee Herman and your showing your boobs, the content that you speak about, how it affects other people. It's all about you. You don't ever think about anybody else. I think about remember she was going to do all these giveaways when she was making her bullcrap homemade makeup or whatever. And then she was going to do a cucumber party. And then she was going to give, what was it, $100 to somebody who identified the voice. I mean, she's always making these empty promises. It's like, do you understand that your integrity is way low, that you don't follow through? That's just one of the things that would build your integrity. Brown Eyed Girl says, can I just please get this off my chest and say that she is batshit crazy? Yes, you can. I hope you feel better. Sheldon says she will never do anything for anyone else. She's self-obsessed. And she said she can do that because this is her channel. Okay, sure. Absolutely. But your channel is your life. You're not, if you are doing something in your life, you make it a part of your channel. Your channel is not like something I do 1 hour every now and then. You don't know what I do. You don't know what, I eat for breakfast and what I look like when I get out of the shower and how I brush my teeth and all that bullshit. But your channel does show all that. So it's a little bit more than just your channel. It's a reflection of your life. It's a reality show. So that is who you are. It's not a different persona that you have for your channel, because your channel exists of your whole life. Okay, Nikki, thank you for pointing that out. One of the things I wanted to say. Nikki says, I'm listening really hard for that slightly Southern accent. Guess what? I was born in Utah. Utah, Cedar City, Utah. Then my family moved to Maryland, Bel Air, Maryland, where I lived most of my teenage and young years. I did not move to North Carolina until I was an adult, basically. So if you're going to form an accent, you need to be exposed to that culture at a young age, like before age 7, when you're learning to read and write and pronounce words. Okay? So I do not have a Southern accent. I do not have a slight Southern accent. You just, your voice is so screechy that I think when somebody speaks normally, you don't know how to respond to it. Surfer Rosa says, exactly, I wouldn't insult people with mental health problems. I'm not sure who you were talking to, but I don't believe that there's a safeguard against people with mental health issues. I'm not picking on her being bipolar, I'm picking on her actions. And they do not all fall under the umbrella of being bipolar. And if they are, then you need to get help. You need to change your medication and go to therapy, because other people with bipolar do not act like that. So, you know, take note. You should befriend some of these people and say, what is it that you're doing that you're able to function like a normal human being and I'm not? Savage Lies says, definitely not Southern, Marla. No. I love the South. I love living in the South. Um, but I was not raised here. So I don't know where the hell you're getting that from. And neither did Michelangelo's. Nikki says, my daughter said, well, you've been ruled out as a pizza person because you ain't got slightly the Southern accent. You got a real thick drawl. Shannon says, I've noticed when her daughter is there and tries to talk to her while she's live, she always ignores her. Yes, or if she does give her attention, she will say, um, here's me being mom, being the sacrificial mom that I am. My daughter comes first. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close this live stream down so I can be a mom. No mother, sacrificial mother, or mother in general says that. Do you understand? That is odd. You don't say that, you just do it. Brown Eyed Girl says, I struggle with depression, but I do not act like her. Praising her own parenting, Lolita says, I'm not a parent, but do you, the people that are a parent in the chat, I've spent my whole life around children, teaching them, babysitting them, my nieces and nephews. I mean, it's like I've raised children, and I sure as hell wouldn't have ever said something like that to my niece or nephews. Well, I'm going to be a good aunt now, and I'm going to go ahead and put you first because that's what good aunts do. Come on. Do you think people are stupid? I guess there are a few of them that I just cannot wrap my brain around what it is that they're seeing in her that they think is okay. But there's always somebody for somebody. You know what I mean? There's always somebody for somebody. There's somebody out in the world who's going to think that anything, no matter what it is, Marilyn Manson is a good, nice person. So I guess it makes me feel better that there's only a handful, probably less than 10, maybe less than 15, to the hundreds, that see what's reality. Stephanie Green says, yes, I know Big Macs have pepper on them. You can see it on the burger. So many other things that she's ordered. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I had a catering business. If somebody told me they were allergic to black pepper, I would have to tell them, then don't eat anything. Don't eat anything that I made, because anything savory, you're going to put black pepper in it. Anything. I can't think of a single item that you would not put salt and black pepper in. Stephanie, I saw her myself eat a breakfast sandwich with pepper on it. She said it tasted bad, but never mentioned dying from pepper. Yeah, she took a couple bites of that, and that was peppered bacon on like something extra peppery. So Lady Raiden says, Shannon, most of TT's audience are older teen gamers. So she's showing her boobs to teens who may be the same age or younger than her daughter. Yeah, I don't understand. I happened to see when I was kind of fiddling around with my channel, it did say, do you want to stream like on a regular platform, or I don't know if it said gaming. I can't remember. But is that what she's doing? Is she clicking intentionally on a gaming stream? I don't understand about that. Shannon says, really, wow, didn't know that. That's terrible. Surfer Rosa says she always relies on fresh meat newbies who don't know her history to defend her. 100%. 100%. And that's how I think people like that new girl who she seems really nice. The girl from Australia, not the one that does the live stream that's real funny. The other one, I can't remember her name, but she was a supporter for like a few days. And then once she started seeing some of the things that were coming out from Trisha's past, she was like, oh, hell no. And of course, Trisha calls her out and said, I don't know, something that she didn't trust her or whatever. Um, just Nikki says water gun because she said put the nozzle in your mouth because she thought that was a water gun. You fucktards. I was like, you dumb shit. You would know, Nikki. I love it. Brown girl, exactly, Rennie. What did Rennie say? Going so fast and missing some things. Oh, her name is Rennie, the Australian lady. She's very pretty. That's probably another reason she doesn't like her. Just Jen says, Sean is a big time enabler. She can do no wrong. He can't really believe that. Well, exactly. There's a certain point that you want to defend your spouse. I understand and respect that. But, you know, he himself said, you're making a fool of yourself. But then he doesn't want to be alone. He doesn't want to end that marriage. So he's got to do whatever, you know, and it might be a matter of not wanting to pay any kind of, although I don't think he would have to pay her anything. Maybe he would qualify for paying alimony, and if that were the case, then he would be flat broke. But I just think that in order to keep the peace, he realizes that he has to just give in, because I'm sure he has battled this many times with her. And you know, do you want to live fighting constantly? Which I think, you know, they'll fight, and then he finally just says, "Look, I can't take this anymore. I'm just going to agree with you." And the best thing he can do is make a video in defense of her because she thinks that is just. He gets major points for that. Sweetie says she made some videos on Trisha. I feel bad for her investing time than to be shit on. Right. And the other girl, Cheshire, the Cheshire cat, um, and I guess she does ASMR too. She's very sweet. And she has defended Trisha a couple times. I remember months ago she defended her also. And all she did was point out that that bullshit Amy Slayton was a bunch of crap um, about the email. And she didn't even say it in a mean way. She just said, I don't think that the Amy Slayton thing is true. Gone, get out of here, wrench thrown at her. No, no loyalty to the person that stood up for her when a lot of people weren't. She just cannot handle that. She cannot handle criticism. And let's talk about the Amy Slayton email, okay? Number one, a contest where somebody would win $1,000 to get her channel shut down. I guarantee you people would do it for $1. There's no reason for Amy Slayton to spend $1,000. People are motivated internally. They don't need money and outside motivation to try to get her channel shut down. I'm just saying. So I don't really see Amy Slayton having, an extra $1,000 to really do that. And if she is doing that, um, I've not received the email or the notification that, you know, this is what's happening and I want you to join in. So who has? I'm gonna ask you in the YouTube world, who has received that invitation or that challenge from Amy Slayton herself? Otherwise, how would we know about it if it weren't for that YouTuber, this particular YouTuber who is the only person who got the email? Huh? How would we know this contest was going on? Has anybody received the instructions? What's the time frame? How will we receive the $1,000? What's the rules of this contest here? And Tricia, why don't you go ahead and release that email? You can black out who the sender is. If you don't know how to do it on the computer, all you have to do is have a hard copy of it, put a little marker over the sender, and hold it up for us to read. Okay? So let's see that email. Why don't you put some proof behind all of these accusations that you make on other people so you don't look so stupid? Just Nikki says, Amy can't form a sentence for fuck's sake, bless her heart. She can't pronounce Dulce, calls Kylie Caitlin, but can form a mafia. Exactly. And who's part of this mafia? I feel very, shunned that I am not invited to be part of this mafia. If I'm not invited, who is? You know? You Trisha followers need to hop back over to her stream. She is playing the Doors and getting ready to put on a good show for y'all. You don't want to miss it. Oh, I hope she's singing. Sarah Phillips says, hey, Marla, I finally made it while you were live. I've been loving your videos and hearing your story. Oh, thank you. That's awesome. I haven't really been talking about my story at all. I've just been venting, but I had to do it. I had to do it. Little Miss Nursey Nurse, hello, lady. Hi, sweetheart. Surfer Rosa says, Jen, she can't do that. She would get no attention. She has to slip in veiled insults and bullying in order to keep herself talked about. Hey, Witch's Brew. Kaylee Riddle says, her singing gives me a headache. I have to switch off when she starts. I'm glad that singing makes her happy, and I wouldn't want to take the joy away from somebody, but dear God, song after song after song. And what really gets me is the dancing. Oh, I just always have flashbacks to the dancing when she was with the knife and went down and was shaking. Oh God, it just comes back to me, and I can't get it out of my head. Which is Bruce says, just Nikki, yeah, well, a crap ton has happened since then, but it's all cool. Just taking the YouTube break, ATM before I get back on into it. Yeah, Brew, I'm sorry about everything that's happened to you. And that's another thing. Okay, let's talk about that. You know, Brew was her hero. Sean and her made videos about how great it was that somebody was sticking up for them. Okay, so let's she has her reasoning about what happened. Let's go ahead and break it down with what the truth is. Brew came into the scene with an open mind, an open heart, trying to be neutral. He was neutral, okay? He then observed. He went into everybody's live streams, including Trisha's. And he said, okay, well, there's a lot of accusations against her. Let me give her the benefit of the doubt and see if they're true or not. And so that's when the whole thing was she was breaking down her medical records, okay? And the other side, I hate doing this because she does it all constantly for every single word. I'm not sure she knows what this means, but she, the other side didn't, maybe got a little peeved, but didn't bash him, didn't come out and make videos about how horrible that was that he did that. They just said, okay, I, for one, said, you'll find out in due time. You're not going to, I don't want somebody not to like somebody just because I told them to. That's something that they have to figure out for themselves. And guess what? Because he was an astute observer, he didn't even have to be that astute. Just watching your behavior over the next couple weeks, I think what really, really did it for him is when you came out with the massive attack, assault on Ricky. And that just showed your character, that showed what you put effort into. It showed your mania. It showed your lack of heart. It showed your broken reasoning, something that I've mentioned many times before. You don't reason like a normal person does. You don't make conclusions like a normal person does. I wrote on Sean's video the one comment I made where apparently I was like a bitch in heat and jumping on his dick for making one comment when he was talking about me in the video. Come on, y'all are retarded. But anyway, I said that he's got a case of trashitis. And you know what trashitis is? That's when the sickness gets into your head and you draw conclusions and make observations that are unique only to you. Nobody else is seeing these things and nobody else is coming to these conclusions. That's called trashitis. Dreaming, Bless the Smith says. Exactly. Oh, Bless the Smith, by the way, I was trying to find your channel. Okay, it's hashtag Bless the Smith. That's why I couldn't find you. I was trying to look up your video. For some reason, I guess I wasn't subscribed to you, but I thought I was. This is ATX Bitchin' Heat, laughing my ass off. That's a classy one. That was our good friend Artist. Remember Artist? Yeah, she called me a bitchin' heat. Redneck Superman not bothered. That kind of shit bothers me because she was in our chats just bashing away at Trisha. And now she's over there because she wants to stand up for what's right and what's good. Are you kidding me? You're as delusional as she is. Sweetie says, I don't think Bruce said hi to me. I'm very hurt and feel the need to put my grandbaby's dirty diaper under his pillow later. Oh, Brew, you better say hi to Sweetie. Little Miss Nursey Nurse says, I could go all night. I know. I don't mean, this is a very kind of against what I stand for, but it needs to be said. And when it's accusations continually against me, then, just like she says, I have the right to defend myself. And I'm not saying anything that is not factual, that isn't based on her actions. Oh, this is another thing I wanted to say. Her immaturity, her level of maturity is so low. The things that she does, like calling Brew pussy face and scrotum face. She has to have a name for everybody, and it's a very it's Captain Underpants, that book. Okay, that's for first graders and kind of immature readers in second grade. That's where that book is literally. We had to level books. That's where that book is leveled at, and that's the kind of humor that a 6-year-old finds funny. So when you call somebody pussy face, scrotum face, and badge, and all that is the humor of a 6-year-old. Okay? That is so immature, and you've done it for everybody. You have a nickname for everybody that is like Captain Underpants. You might as well just say that. It is so immature. And to think that, if you really thought that Brood looked like a scrotum face, then you would have said that day one. You would have said that day one that you met him. It just goes to show that you have it's all based on emotion. It's not factual at all. If he were still continuing to defend you, you would think that you would call him Jesus. You would think that he was the most handsome man in the world and defend him. So your insults are completely subjective. They're not based in reality, and they're incredibly immature. And you mocking me for wearing how I wear my shirt, that's not the way you do it, and pushing your boobs up, and God, I would be mortified if I was married to you or you were my anything. Superman says, I'll try to sub to everyone in the chat. Sorry if I miss anyone. Everybody here is fun. Really cool. Hey, Heidi. She's saying hi to Lady and Ricky. Mrs. ATX says, never tried crack, preferred opiates, but thank you. Okay, yeah, that's another one. She called you a crackhead. God, it's like, come on. How immature can you be? These insults are not even clever, and it's just ridiculous. Witches Brew says, not only have I heard worse in my life, I've been through worse in my life. This YouTube drama isn't something anyone should let bother them anymore. Exactly. And Brew, I'm sorry that you've had to go through any type of trauma, but I'm right there with you, honey. That's like when somebody said, I'm glad this pizza thing isn't bothering you. Are you kidding me? If I could tell you, and I'll share little pieces as we go on of what I've been through. Somebody accusing me of ordering a pizza. Psh, all the shit that she's accused me of. Even when we were going to court, I wasn't worried. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to clarify. I'm just getting everything out there. So Tricia says that she walked away. Okay? She says she walked away because she was being the bigger person and she didn't want drama. So she walked away from the charges. Okay. So from the outside, maybe some of her supporters and other people might think that that looks good. Good for her. Let me tell you in reality what happened. She almost daily was threatening me. We'll see you in court. We'll see you in court. We'll see you in court. So, of course, I hired a lawyer. I had to pay that lawyer. That lawyer showed up for me once, and then she pressured and pressured that I wasn't there, that I skipped court, and tried to get a warrant out for me, even though my lawyer was there and appeared on my behalf and had the case continued. So when the case was continued and we were ready to proceed with the next court date, she backed out an hour before. If she were truly trying to be mature and end the drama, then she would have contacted me, which would be very easy to do, and say, Marla, I'm dropping the charges. Therefore, I could contact my lawyer and I wouldn't have had to pay him anymore. And I wouldn't have had to make travel plans there. I wouldn't have had to done anything. Okay, but by her dropping out at the last minute and me not having any notification of it, my lawyer still showed up and they still um, did. They didn't try the case, but they discussed it amongst the DA and my lawyer. So it didn't do me any good. It's just she was scared. She was scared to see me. She was scared what the judge was going to say to her because she's been thrown out of courtrooms before when she falsely accused people of shit. Like I've mentioned before, she's pulled these stunts where she charges against people, makes charges up against people at least 12 times. Okay. And, sometimes the judge can see through that. And I know of at least one time where she was thrown out of the courtroom. So she was probably fearful that that was going to happen again. So don't give her any credit for trying to end the drama by walking away, because that's not what happened. Ricky says, what kind of LGBTQ friendly bitch labels someone as a pedophile, then likes orgasmic pleasure in getting me harassed for my HIV status? A fucking ugly bitch. Yes, that was horrible. She just is so low. She has no standards where she says, okay, this is, and the delight that she had on her face when she says, oh, I got something. I got something about Ricky. Just go to my Twitter and you'll see it. It was like Christmas morning for her. You shouldn't find that much joy in hurting somebody else and in that kind of way. Releasing a medical status, you have no standards? Mm. Stephanie, you leaving, sweetheart? Ricky says, my lawyer won't do shit yet until we hear back from the IC3 form I filed against her for both incidents, as well as the threats I got because of it. Okay, I don't know what the IC3 form is, but is that the FBI form? Blue Eyed says, Trisha was definitely scared. She has done this to many, many people. Yes, Heidi knows. Robin, hello there. Glad to see you. Glad to see you too. I love the name Robin. Bye, Stephanie. Have a good night, honey. Sheldon says that was vile. Um, why was she thrown out of court, Marla? Um, I'm not sure I want to go into that. It was a case against the ex-wife, um, and basically, well, Trisha made up the fact that Jessica hit her. Okay, she said that she physically assaulted her and had the police called on her and did the same thing that she did to Sean, but it wasn't true. And the judge said, there's no evidence. Get out of my courtroom. Don't come back until you have evidence of what you're saying. Just like she's doing to me, you can't just accuse somebody of shit without having some backup evidence. And that particular judge did not want to hear that. So that's why. I wasn't there, obviously. This is all information that I'm getting secondhand, but I believe it 100%. I believe it's totally in line with her character. So there's no reason why I shouldn't believe it. Uber Goober said, I heard that. I heard that she wanted her son to lie about it and he would not. Um, there's some truth to that. She had her son involved. She did have her son involved in a very inappropriate way, a sickening way. Let's just say that. And he was probably maybe, I don't know, 9 or something at the time. Um, Jenna S. says, longtime watcher of all of this, and I don't comment or post much, but Marla, you are beautiful. Thank you. Classy and speak so much truth. Your perception is 100%. Thank you. I don't mean to just come in here and bash, bash, bash for the sake of bashing, because that's, that's not ladylike. It's not appropriate. It's cruel. But I'm just speaking truth, and particularly speaking out about things that she has accused me of. And just, I've remained pretty much quiet for the most part, but I'm not going to do that anymore. Now that I know how to get on here, I'm going to get on here a lot. Mrs. ATX says, I'm willing to bet based on some receipts he may not be back. Are you talking about Sean? Is that who you're talking about? Oh, he'll be back. Like I said, I think he'll be back. Lady says, just Nikki, yes, she's always calling Mexicans fat. Oh yeah, that one video, that old video when she was pranking her mother. She said the line that her mother was calling her and she couldn't answer the phone, and she said, "Mommy, I was in Walmart and there was this fat Mexican and they were trying to get in front of me." Okay, and then how she explains that later, she says, "Well, that was back when those stereotypes existed." That's not an excuse. Just because it was more socially acceptable back then, no, no, it's still wrong. And she's done it before. She's done it several times recently. The pest, okay, that's somebody in here. No one is jealous of obese Trisha. Pest, you sound like you need to leave. I'm not sure what they said, but just Jen, hey, listen up, trolls. Trish Trash sits up talking about what she wants all day and night in her streams, so back it up. Oh, Mrs. ATX says, Marla has 71 watchers. Woohoo! Oh, let's look at the thumbs up. How many thumbs up? It's so ridiculous. I mean, finally she's coming true. People do care about that. That's human nature. Jamie Hicks says, keep co-signing her behavior, pest. When she goes off the rails, blame yourself. Yeah. Redneck Superman, what? We can't say Mexican no more. When did this happen? No, she said fat Mexican. Yeah, she never has any proof, says Uber Goober. Never. And just like her little best friend, Pam, making accusations against people. And when somebody had the audacity to say, do you mind holding up the papers to show the proof of the accusations you're making? She flipped out and said, how dare you ask me to prove myself? Who does that? Who does that? You know who does that? Somebody who's making up shit. Savage, thank you, honey. Jillian says, views and subs, winning justice for Marla. I love it, Jillian. Thank you. You've been so sweet to me. Thank you, Nikki. Heidi says, how could anyone be jealous of her? She's not attractive. That's saying it nicely. I don't think so. Several people have said that they think that she is a pretty lady and if she had a different attitude, but I don't even say that. I really don't. Thank you, Heidi. Hey, Miss Bethy. Nikki says, I don't know who Rocky is, but I like him. LOL. I don't know who Rocky is either. I've heard that name. Hashtag I am Marla says, Mandy. Mandy, how's your pup doing, by the way? He is gorgeous. Oh, Rocky says, hey, Rocky, I'm just an old fart who can't stand lying. Hallelujah. Amen. Bruce says some people just enjoy the bouncing bazookas is all. I, if they were yours, if they were real, you might have something to kind of be proud of. But honey, anybody could buy those bazookas. It's it's so ridiculous to put so much emphasis on them as part of your worth. Carrie Sullivan says Rocky is great. Rocky, do you have a channel? He says my night is great. Wife is grilling some chicken and I'm about to pop a beer. Sounds good to me. Mandy says my puppy is awesome. Rocky, will you put anyone in there? Rocky will put anyone in their place. Good for you, Rocky. Rocky, you need to put a picture on your stream. I mean your profile so we can see your handsome self. Rocky says, I'm not all that, just hate the narcissism of TT. Nikki says, Rocky has no side. He will call it anyone. He isn't dedicated to a particular person or group. He just speaks the truth. Well, that is great to hear. Um, Mandy says, I'm not even gay, but Marla's cleavage is just classier and sexier any day of the week. Ooh, thank you. Back at you, Mandy. Blue Eyed says, I'm sorry, but her tits look nasty. They don't look normal at all. It's disgusting. Well, eventually they're going to have to be replaced. Her long teeth, too, are going to have to be replaced. They don't last a lifetime. And she got them when she was very young, relatively young. So I don't know what she's going to do in, 10 years from now. I'm telling you, I had to see a lot of people naked, unfortunately, when I had to shower with them in prison. And I saw some tits that had implants in them, but that did not get updated when they were supposed to. And they were down around the belly, set, pulled down because of the weight of the implant. It was yucky. Yucky, yucky, yucky. Nikki says her nipples are oblong. Oh God. I was gonna say, how do you know that? But then I remembered that she showed everybody her nipples. Rocky says, Mrs. ATX saw that one little tear, she reached for it. Why was she crying? And okay, why did she go to the cemetery, number one? And why was she crying? Can somebody please tell me that? Blue Eye says, oh my God, they are, Nikki. You all are so funny. She could tuck them into her socks, says Surfer Rosa. Redneck Superman, right. It's just a nipple. It's just a nipple. I, I don't know any spouse, boyfriend, partner that would be okay with, that's supposed to be an intimate part of your body that you share with somebody um, that they alone get to see. And to expose it to anybody and everybody on the World Wide Web is so crass. Yeah, hashtag it's just a nipple. Hashtag it's just a slut. She had no tears, just all phony. But why was she crying in the first place? Did she have a relative there? Um, Jenna F says, Missy ATX, I love your videos too. I love them too. You didn't do one today, did you? If you did, I missed it. Okay, Punky B. Hey, Punky B. She was heartbroken over by getting the job and needed to convince herself life was worth living. So off to the cemetery she went. Yeah, that's exactly what I think of when I'm trying to think about life worth living is go to the cemetery. Okay, Brown Eyed Girl says, Rocky, that's exactly what she was doing at the cemetery. Okay. Well, she it sounds like she needs to apply for another job that's not cleaning related because she's had two now that, if you believe her, she's not qualified for. So she's going to have to do something else. Because it's going to get bad. If Sean comes home, you know that they cannot be in the same house together. And she doesn't have her little office space to run to. So she's probably getting panicky, like, unless she goes to the cemetery every day, it's going to be bad. Jason Mafia. Hey all. So Jason, are you the true mafia leader? Are you really Amy in disguise? Like Amy would be so the oh gosh. Can you see Amy trying to organize something like that? Amy does not think more beyond her stickers and her nail polish and you know what she's going to have for supper. To think that she's organizing a mafia with $1,000 reward. All you have to do is show the email. Let's see it. I'm pretty sure you could make one up yourself, so it might not be accurate. But my goodness, wouldn't that be the first thing you do? As soon as somebody questioned you, wouldn't that be the first thing you do? Jillian says she was sitting in the dark, think her power's been cut off. Hashtag GoFundMe. That's another thing she likes to say constantly, that she's not a criminal. She's never had a GoFundMe. She's never asked for money. Bullshit. She had a GoFundMe. She likes to say that she never made it active or she pulled it down after she realized her cancer wasn't bad. Well, guess what? It's still up. So that's a lie. You did put it up and not a soul gave you a dime because you're not a nice person and nobody likes you. That's just the fact. And you also had several fundraisers for fighting bullies, trying to sell t-shirts and things like that. Once again, not a soul bought anything. You had like a goal of 500 and the little bar was at the end over here. Now, it said clearly that all proceeds will go to Trisha Curley. What you were planning on doing with that money, God only knows, but you have attempted many times to raise money and it's just, you failed at it. And so you like to say that you didn't do it at all because you didn't receive any funds. But the fact of the matter is you did. And stop calling out other people for doing the same thing you did. Mandy says that is so true. When your parents don't even like you, you're truly deplorable. Yes, it's sad. Nikki says the damn Red Bra campaign to prevent soldiers from committing suicide. How does that buying a red bra make vets forget about their PTSD? What the fuck? Exactly. It was just a chance for her to show off her tits and get some free red bras. I don't think anybody participated in that one either. Tell me if I'm wrong. I don't believe anybody participated in that one. Jason Mafia says, same make troll name, shoot the shit. Not sure what that means. Oh, yeah. Nikki says, yeah, because red bras make me forget about the tragedy I've seen. Oh, gosh. Little Miss Nursey Nurse says, plenty of nurses on Xanax and pain pill, a toilet scrub could be too. That's what I was saying. There's not a job out there. Maybe being a pilot. I don't know if they let you. Yeah, you can't be on like antidepressants if you're a pilot, just because of the obvious responsibility that you have. But almost every job, if you have a legit prescription for what you're taking, they can't discriminate against you. I am positive that there is some law against that. She gives veterans PTSD for real, accusing them of abuse falsely. Yes, I mean, just if she thinks people forget about all the things that she has done. And I heard you earlier, Mandy, talking in Savage's stream about when she did leave Sean and all the accusations she made about him, that he sabotaged her channel that he hit her, that he was emotionally abusive during their entire marriage, that he was terrible in bed, that she was gay. The list just goes on and on and on. And then whenever she, I guess, started running out of money and realizing the reality of what was going on, she said, well, Sean is a good man. He's always been a good man. I want my husband back. I want my life back. Actually, she just said, I want my life back. She didn't say, I want my husband back. I think that was accurate. She wanted her life back. Because it would be hard to be a single parent, basically. So you're exactly right. Rocky said, that's the one she deleted, but goddamn, what's that crotch lined with? What was that? I don't know what you're talking about. Nikki says, I will, Rocky. You don't know how strong you are till it's your only choice, and I got his daughter to raise right. Yes, Nikki has obviously very personal experience with this, and she's raising her daughter by herself because of the sacrifice that her husband made for our country. And you don't hear her bragging about it constantly. Good God, can you imagine if that was Trisha? We'd never hear the end of it. Tracy, hey Tracy. Tracy said Rocky and her landlord was going to rape her. The accusations, and it wasn't that the man that was gay that she said was going to rape her. And I don't know, that's not the same person that she said raped her when she was in high school, right? Is that an additional rape um, accusation? Ricky said, yeah, what the fuck happened to her office? She said that the air conditioning was broken. They wouldn't fix it. And she said she's not going to pay the rent until they fix it. Well, honey, it doesn't work like that. I'm sorry. Sometimes repairs take a little while, and you still have to pay your rent while they're being while you're waiting for them to be fixed. Justine's Closet says, I love them too, Mrs. ATX. Oh, yes. Surfer Rosa says that separation was just a distraction because she was in hot water over Ricky. Right. Because, it was really Sean, too, that whispered that, let's keep it going. And what's like to fuck a 12-year-old, Ricky would know. He thought nobody would hear that. That's why he was whispering. But good old B and some other people caught on to that. I would have never heard it. Well, that was disgusting. And he's never addressed that. He's never addressed what the reason why he said that or what he meant by that, because he got caught, plain and simple, and he wants everybody to forget about it. And so did Trisha. And I guess she tried to make something even bigger by, oh, let me leave him. So that'll be even a more distraction. They do that all the time in politics. If there's a scandal, they'll try to make a bigger scandal so that they forget about the scandal that that person's involved with. And that's probably exactly what she did. Surfer, I think you're exactly right. Jillian says, someone in her chat a while back threatened to rape and murder me. She was hysterically laughing. Are you serious? To you, Jillian? God. Yeah, that's what I mean. Double standard. She doesn't have a sense of what's right and what's wrong. By God, if somebody did that in one of our chats, she'd be talking about that to the end of time. Just like Kathy one time told her to go kill herself. And rightfully so, she was talking shit about her dead daughter. And that was the only person who's ever said it. And she talks about that at least once a day. Brown Eyed Girl says, I'm so glad you're explaining all of this so I can understand it. This is my opinion. This is how I see things. And it's just coming to a head. All of this is just coming to the surface, and I can't be quiet any longer. Oh, hey, Cheshire Jessica. I couldn't remember your full name, but I'm glad you're here. And I'm sorry what she did to you. You did not deserve that. Um, you stood up against a lot of people and backed her up. And I'm not even sure what you asked her in regards to Amy, but it was something, I think it was, you know, a polite question. And she nixed you right away, didn't she? Yeah, tell us what the question was that you even asked her, Cheshire. She still talks about Amy Slayton, for God's sake. Yes, Debbie Nito, she does. And if she can, she admitted the way to grow your channel is to clickbait people's names. You will never see me doing that. I could care less. And I would rather not use her name because I don't want to see her name. And I think that's so unclassy to clickbait people's names like that. And Nikki says, Amy wasn't leading the mob, I think is all she said. Okay. Yeah, just said simply she's not leading that mob. Amanda says she knows right from wrong. She just doesn't care. God, and what she did to Amanda and is still doing, disgusting. Amanda had no alternative motive. She was not being a possessive or obsessive friend. And at one point in time, Trisha even explained it on, said, oh my God, I was wrong. She did have good intentions. And when she was calling Sean, she was genuinely worried about me and was trying to send me flowers. And I basically fucked up. She explained it all. She admitted it. And now, boom, going back to her old bashing. It's terrible. I'm sorry she does that, Amanda, but we all love you. Surfer Rosa says she is only where she is because she put Amy's name on every single video. Yeah. And once again, she said she had 2,500 subscribers. Did anybody else see that? Nikki says, I still feel so bad for you, Amanda. It hurts my heart what she did to you. Exactly. And I'm pretty sure she didn't throw that makeup away. Didn't somebody catch her? Didn't MFW catch her using it? And she says, oh, somebody else sent me the exact same thing. Okay, because you got a lot of fans sending you stuff. Jillian says, Cheshire, you're a good girl, honey. No one believed bad of you. You're a sweetheart. Exactly. That's what I told her. She's got a very honest, straightforward personality. You can tell that. Rocky says, barbecue looks too hot, so we're listening. I'm glad you're here, Rocky. Jason says, Exo Trisha, lock dog in hot car. Oh, yeah. I didn't see that, but I heard some people talking about that. That she was gone for like a long period of time and locked the dogs in the car. I cannot stand that. They just passed a law in North Carolina that you are allowed to, if you see a dog in a car and, they're suffering from the heat, you're allowed to break the window. You're absolutely allowed to do that with no fear of charges being pressed against you. Because people don't understand, dogs have a higher temperature, especially if they have fur, and the effect of the sun. What's that called? When the greenhouse effect. When you have windows, it gets so unbelievably hot in the car. Obviously, you all know that. And even if you crack the window a little bit, it only relieves some of the heat. Yes, 15 minutes plus. Not good. And, if she wants to call her dogs service dogs, I would say, whatever, let her believe that. But it kind of is an insult to all the, Colleen would know. She has service dogs or raises them. And it's an insult to the people, to the dogs who are genuine service dogs that sacrifice their whole life for somebody else, and to the people that train them. Your dogs are not service dogs, Trisha. Um, what's her dog's name? Bear licks your face whenever you say his name. He's not trying to tell you to take your medicine. And your little dog about bit your hand off. And no service dog would do that. Okay? Rocky says that's BS. Her dog is not a service animal. If it was, you don't leave it in the car. Exactly. The service dog would come with you. And just like she does with her daughter and everything else, it just makes me sick when she wants to show you her dog. She wants them to come here, come. You know, she'll hold a biscuit. Come here because she wants them to be in the screen with her. She doesn't ever want to leave being able to look at herself. She doesn't do an oh, and another thing. Well, I'm really just letting it all out, aren't I? That one day when it was very close after the pizza incident, um, she came home, you know, after being gone for a while, which by the way, she looks like she doesn't even lock her door. She just goes right in, whatever. Um, okay, dog owners, when you come back, even if you've been gone for 10 minutes, is not the first thing you do is say, "Oh, hi puppies, hey babies," and pet them and say hello. I don't know, maybe that's just me. But she came in the house and, you know, didn't really acknowledge the dogs right away. She kind of said hello, but she was more interested in her stream. And I just think that is so odd. Did anybody else pick up on that? Or maybe I'm crazy. Okay, Punky Bee says we're paying almost $25,000 for my son's service dog. Exactly. The training is intense and individual to my son's needs. Her dogs are companions. She really bothers me with that service dog bit. That's exactly what I was saying is it might be all fun and everything. You can just say, let her believe that, but it's an insult to true service dogs. Like I said, who give their whole life to protect whoever it might be. And that is awesome. I would love to hear more about that, Punky Bee. I don't know if you make videos, but I would be so interested in seeing that. Rocky says, Lady Raiden returns. I know that everyone should take a look at a dog like Gander the service dog and get back to Trisha. Cheshire says, yes. Surfer Rosa says, Jamie, I knew the cemetery would prelude to tonight's fuckery. What is she doing tonight? All I heard was she was singing. And then when I saw her, she was singing and counting the thumbs up. Sweetie says, Sean would never agree to that on live the other night. Trisha kept saying they were service dogs, but Sean told they got them at a pet depot. Yes, exactly. And she says they were rescue dogs, but I think what they were saying is Pet Depot rescued them and then she adopted them from there. So, you know, once again, you know, a little bit of truth with a whole lot of Tracy says she got one of those online certificates so she could keep them in that apartment. Oh, really? Usually, I mean, I know right where she lives for the most part. All those condos are basically built the same. But generally, you're allowed to have dogs, but oh, I guess because she's renting it from somebody else. And I feel bad. Have you ever gotten to look at her apartment? It's like everything's covered with sheets, and I'm not sure what's going on in there. Amanda Love, hello. I don't know you. That's a beautiful name. Says she is definitely not in recovery. She popped so many Xanax and Adderall. Those are the worst mixture. Yeah, highly addictive, both of them. I mean, they were street drugs when, you know, I was part of that scene. People paid money for those. So they definitely get you high in some respect. Otherwise, people wouldn't want them, you know? Tracy says because they're resort short term. Okay. Um, yeah, I guess like if they had any, I think their house got foreclosed on or something. So maybe they lost a lot of their, I don't know what they did with all their stuff because it's obviously a pre-furnished house. And I couldn't live like that. Jillian says she bought them from a panhandler at the end of her street for $1. Sign said accept mentally challenged people as owners. What was that? Booker K says the online certifications aren't legit. It's a scam. Has anyone noticed all the alcohol on top of her refrigerator? Says Brown Eyed Girl. I have noticed that. I don't know if it's that fake champagne, you know what I'm talking about, but yeah, if she's a recovering alcoholic, you really shouldn't have alcohol around. Jamie says she paid for that pizza because she's the one that ordered it. Well, all I know is I'm not the one who ordered it. Her condo became a townhouse this morning. I think she said that they lived in a townhouse before they moved to that condo, which I don't know why they didn't stay in the townhouse. It seems like it was nicer, but that's what she said she was doing in her dancing, and she didn't remember it. Well, honey, somebody videoed it and uploaded it on your channel, so you must have remembered something. It's not like it just appeared on the internet. It was on your channel. Nikki says, Rocky pointed out the other day in a video where she was showing off her backyard that she was standing in the front of a sign that said public beach. Yeah, usually those condos have a private access for the condo owners, but there is a public beach access usually right next to it. But I don't know where she was in that video. I'm not really sure which one you're talking about, but you know, she likes to make things up, basically. Ricky said, you know, even if the ambulance did not take her, she will still get charged. At least we do here in Florida. Oh, absolutely. For the ambulance coming there, I mean, in general, insurance should cover most of that, I believe, but it depends on what type of insurance you have. Jason says, XO, Trisha look ugly. I like how you just break it down. Don't worry about any connecting words, just the important ones, right, Jason? Jamie says Xanax will get you really high. Yes, I've already talked about that before. Most people cannot function on Xanax. Heart to art to home. Oh, I'm so happy to see you. I wish you would come back to our chat. We miss you so much, but I'm doing okay, and I hope you are too, love. I'm looking forward to some of your upcoming videos that you said you had planned. Which is Bruce's waste of resources. Oh yeah, she likes to call that out. Well, you know, the same applies. If there are lots of ambulances in your town and you weren't wasting the resources, then there's lots of police officers in your town. And whoever was calling the police to genuinely check on you and check on the safety of your daughter was not wasting resources either, because there's plenty of police officers. So the same rationale goes for that. Little Miss Nursey Nurse says, you don't 911 them, refuse to go when they come unless you're full of shit. Oh, yeah, she did say that she refused to go. They wanted to take her. Nikki says, I think her mom is normal and just fed up and cut her off because she was kind to her grandchildren. Yeah, all I know about her mother is that she was very good to her grandchildren. And most mothers who maybe did not have the best childhood, and let's say some damaging things did happen, but for the sake of the child and her grandchild, they would say, okay, I would rather my child have a good relationship with her grandmother than for me to say, I'm going to remain in this hurt and this trauma from my childhood and deny my children from having a relationship with their grandmother. Clearly, she's a better grandmother than she was a mother, and just accept that. But I don't know the ins and outs as to why the relationship was cut off. I think it had something to do with the fact that she was live streaming so much and was talking shit about our family. But I'm not sure positive about that. Rocky says, I think her mom's a high school teacher and she got tired of Trisha's shit. I don't know anything about her mom. Jamie says, Xanax makes you forget. That's why she contradicts herself all the time. Oh, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's Xanax. Nikki says, people have reached out to her mom and she has made statements that she is done with her daughter and she was toxic to her mental and physical health and asked for comments. Since then, she says no comment. Oh, really? So people have reached out to her mother and said that her daughter is toxic. I think I did hear that. I forget where, but that, she's tried to, I think the comment was she has been like this her whole life. It's a bad seed, apparently. Jamie says she uses the Adderall to function on the Xanax. Like it's an upper and a downer, right? Going back and forth. I'm surprised a doctor would prescribe those two together, but Blue Eye says no, she drank one glass of wine the other night. She relapses. She doesn't have all that sobriety anymore. Yeah, I didn't know it was a whole glass, but I know that she did drink just to be, hateful and be a bitch towards Brew. Her one-time hero. Yeah, sweetie, most of the time Xanax make people sleep or, calm them down at least. Carrie says police are automatically dispatched when EMS is. They knew she was fine, but we still have to ask if you want to be transported. So she or Sean signed a refusal of transport. And I know for a fact that the police officers in her county know about her. I don't know if every officer knows about her, but they are very well aware of the patterns of her behavior. So they probably like, oh God, Trisha Curley again. Nikki says it was during the catch and bully days she made a written statement because she was tired of people reaching out to her about what she was doing. She wanted people to stop contacting her about her daughter. That was her mother made a written statement? Is that what you mean? Rocky says, exactly. Oops, cops rolled and they said that they were aware. Cheshire says, I'm loving this chat. Well, I hate to be so negative. We won't do this every night, but sometimes you just you have to you're sitting there watching alone in your house and you're just wondering, my God, is everybody else seeing what I'm seeing? Nikki said, so did they give her an EpiPen shot when they got there or what? I'd imagine that they treated her, it would be required she be transported. I don't know. But the fact that she didn't have her EpiPen and she is so terribly allergic, that is something anybody who has a life-threatening allergy, they carry that with them everywhere. And Benadryl is not going to work when your throat is closing up. So having Benadryl in your purse is not the same thing as having an EpiPen in your purse. Bless this mess said, Nikki, they said they gave her Benadryl. Nikki says, yes, that video is back up on YouTube. Cheshire said she should be the poster child for Munchausen's. Ricky says, we need to vent at times. Marla, love you. I love you too, Ricky. I truly do. And I've said this before, but in a way, I'm very grateful to Trisha because I would have never met all these wonderful people. Ricky being one of them, Mandy, Jillian, all these people I would have never met. And I have a very good, outside of YouTube relationship with these people. So I'm grateful to her for that. What's that saying? Not misery loves company, but out of misery can come a nothing unites people like a common enemy. That's what it is. And there's some truth to that. Debbie said they should have given her some duct tape for her mouth. Well, and also, if you're having a life-threatening allergy attack, are you going to be filming it and have the wherewithal to go and get Sean's phone so that you can, still continue to see the chat and video yourself? It's just odd. Little Miss Nursey Nurse and said, and today she said if she takes Benadryl, she can eat pepper. Sounds like a deadly reaction to me. Okay, it's most likely just a slight allergy, like um, my nephew can't eat a lot of raw fruit because it makes his throat itch. It doesn't go into anaphylactic shock, but it's something that he is allergic to. Probably somewhere in that vein. Nikki says, sometimes shrimp gives me a migraine. I take Benadryl before I eat it because it has never done anything but give me a migraine. But if it was more severe than a migraine, I would not eat it. Exactly. Ricky said, ditto. Thanks to Shar, and I met a lot of you. And after Trisha screwed enough people over, we all met too. LOL. Yes. Stormy says, I would not be filming under those circumstances. So fake, 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 fake as fuck. Uber says, I wish everyone could see the video of her calling her mother during that hurricane in which she put her mother through. They would all see the real Trisha. I remember I saw that video very early on, and that was when I was like, this woman is a terrorist. Look, I just was in shock because you think about there is somebody filming her, most likely Sean, when she was doing that, and then they had to upload the video, so they had to approve that that was a worthy video to put up, or they thought that was funny or whatever, and it was disgusting. Now, of course, her mother was going to say, "Look, I don't know." That video is on Becca Smith's channel. Oh yeah, her daughter. Her daughter does have a channel. I remember that. I don't think she's active on it, but it does still have a couple of videos up. You're exactly right. Yeah, Little Miss Nursey Nurse. It's I believe it is on Becca's channel. Somebody else reposted it recently too, so you should be able to find it. Just Jen said, I would like someone to create a 1 hour loop of Sean smacking the phone out of her hands. Oh, there's no content on Becca's channel. They must have taken it down. Oh well, I still think it's got to be somewhere. Surfer Rosa said, did you see that video before you tried to make friends with her? I never tried to make friends with her. I'm not sure who you're talking to, but I never tried to make friends with her. Just Nikki says, not that channel. That was just commented. LOL, that was a coincidence. Jamie says, I think it's good for people to call her out. Exactly. She tries to be the face of mental illness. Her fans need to see her actions aren't right. She puts a lot of misinformation out there. Exactly. And that's what I'm trying to do tonight. A little bit of venting, hopefully not a whole lot of bashing. It's just calling her out because, she puts out so much information every day and so many accusations and lies and contradictions. And you can't go and correct all of the wrongs that she puts out every day because it's impossible. She does too much. She streams for at least 9 hours every day. Um, so I thought I would just kind of conglomerate everything that I could think of, and just call her all out tonight. So if you all can think of anything else that she needs to be called out on. Ricky says, Marlo, I'll DM you later. Okay, love. Surfer Rosa says, oh, right, I thought you tried to help her. That's how people usually get burned. No, I wasn't in that category. I came to her through Amy Slayton, and I'm not sure which first video I saw, but I was horrified. So I did not try to help her. I did try to help her daughter the night that she had her bloody meltdown. Okay, Nikki put it up there. Put up the video. You go, Nikki. The first call to mom about the hurricane, if you all want to see it. And then she put up second channel to her mom. I think that means second call to her mom during the hurricane. Heart to art to home says Janet was priceless. Yes, Uber Goobers. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Nikki. Serpa Rosa says, Marla, how did you first get on her radar? I think it was, I was commenting on her videos prior to that bloody live stream, and I was not nice. I mean, I was telling her, this is the reason why people hate you. So I admitted that I was not nice, but I don't think I really raised the flag necessarily. But the night that she had the bloody meltdown and none of us knew what was going on, she wasn't answering her phone and she was like out of it. And then she goes away and then comes back and she's covered in blood. I did reach out to her daughter. I sent her a private message on Facebook just saying if she needs help, her mother is having some kind of episode in the house. If she could contact her stepfather, Sean, so that Trisha could get some help, and that if the daughter needed any help, I could call somebody. Not that I would go pick her up. I wasn't even physically able to come pick her up. And, of course, Trisha interprets that as predatory behavior. Had something really bad happened, I would have been grateful that somebody had reached out to my child, because it's not like you have a whole lot of friends or family that are going to be able to reach out and take care of your daughter. Lady says, I got on Trisha's radar when I asked her why she was so jealous of Amy Slayton. She's jealous of Amy Slayton because Amy has some fame and Amy gets a lot of gifts. That's it. Those are the two things. Nikki says, word of the day, potato. Oh, goodness. Little Miss Nursey Nurse says, yeah, that was a fun night. Are you talking about the bloody night? Oh, God. I was worried that she was repeating that tonight because I saw the candle and the singing, the doors, and I was like, oh, God, here we go again. Nikki says, that infamous video that caused Marla enough concern to reach out to the family because she thought she was hurting herself. It was like 6 hours long, but if you skip to about 4 hours, 30 minutes, you'll see that she's covered in fake blood. Right. Thank you, Nikki. And that, my God, I wouldn't do it now. But at the time, I didn't know that this was normal behavior for Trisha, that she had these breakdowns and it was all just for attention. because it was so disgusting. And what blew her little cover there is she all of a sudden came out of her meltdown and pretended to forget what had happened to her. And she's such a bad actress. She was going, "What? Why is my hair wet? Why am I wearing these?" I mean, it was ridiculous. If she would have just gone with I had a breakdown and I'm coming out of it, maybe that would have been a little bit more believable. But she actually went into the full. I had a total, you know, um, I'm sorry, was got a message there. I was reading. Randy is my mom. Hello. That was Becca. She once changed the name and trolled people months later. She changed it back to Becca Smith. Was that really her daughter, or was that Trisha under that name? I missed this message. Lady Raiden says, "Does Trisha think she's being haunted? She has haunted in the title of her latest video. I did say in Savage's live stream that I hope she was dead in the cemetery where she was filming would haunt her. I hope the dead in the cemetery where she was filming would haunt her." Oh, maybe that's what's happening. I don't know. Debbie says next day she put on a crown, a rug for a cape, and looked up his song and tried to sing. I always say, tell her she is a car and she will stick a tailpipe up her ass. Oh gosh, Debbie, that's good. Yeah, Savage did live stream today. I hope it's still up. She might have taken it down. She's delusional, says Carrie. Yeah. Randy's my mom said, yes, it was Becca. Trisha once blocked her when she was triggered because you got a lawyer. Oh, yeah, she was flipping out about that one time when she lawyered up and got the finest lawyer in Onslow County. Booker K says, does anyone believe her doctor is aware of her YouTube channel? I don't know how she gets discharged without a therapy plan. I'm not sure. I don't know how that works. I'm sure that you can manipulate things and say that it's just an outlet. I mean, she's probably saying it's a way for me to self-reflect and I meet some nice people, but she's not telling the whole picture of her channel. Ricky says ghost formerly known as Truthfully Toe. Oh Lord. Truthfully Toe on the ghost in her condo. Poor Toe the Tater. Carrie says, I'm sure she gave a name of her former therapist and will follow up. Oh, so like I have a therapist out there and we'll follow up with them. Could be. They don't, if it works anything like, like an emergency room or hospital setting, a regular hospital setting, they're not going to really follow through with anything. As long as you tell them a good story and for example, if they give you any kind of narcotic, they have to make sure somebody's driving you home. And so they'll say, is there somebody here to drive you home? And if you say yes, then they believe you. Tater side says Ricky, hashtag justice for Toe. I love it. Brother Girl says she has church on Sundays and then she has witchcraft seances on Monday. Jillian says, Ghost, you can stay if you behave, okay? Is the ghost in here? Nikki says, we love you, Toe. Miss you terribly, but you are not forgotten. Debbie said she went to the police station, filed a report. She said they called her a YouTube personality. Oh my God. When she was talking to my doctor, she said, I think this was the time that she said this. She said, YouTube is her career and that she is a YouTube personality. and I am, interrupting her rise to fame. My doctor was like, "Who in the hell is this woman?" Ghost, formerly known as Truthfully Toe. Jillian, I promise I'll be good. Well, welcome, Ghost. Lady says, "We love you too, Ghost. Haunt her extra for us." Ricky's Rebel. Cheshire, this is the original Toe. Uber says, "Why does she have to start a new channel? Does anyone know?" I don't know. I don't know if she got shut down. I find it very hard to believe that she deleted all her videos, but she says it's because she wanted to start a new drama-free channel. She's lived up to that, hasn't she? Yes, Nikki, she said career. She absolutely said career. Don't you get paid for a career? Oh, that's another thing I wanted to say. This, I was going to say tombstone video, but cemetery video, she monetized. Now, to me, that's disgusting. You're trying to make money off of people's dead relatives? Come on. I have a little bit of class and at least not monetize that one. Debbie says, "I know what I'm saying. She filed a report and she put herself down as a personality." Well, it's always a question: is this a personality that she's creating and she's acting, or is this truly who she is? She constantly says that this is her real life, and she's just wanting to show the good, the bad, the ugly, everything. So, are you a personality, or is this your real life? Because you say both constantly, but you more say that this is your real life. But then when it comes to police reports and trying to establish yourself to somebody else, you call yourself a personality. Brew Thumbs, why are you talking about that bitch? We just needed to vent. Um, let's hear about you. Well, thank you, honey. What would you like to hear about? Yeah, we're gonna stop this and I'm gonna wrap this up because I think this is enough. Unless y'all can think of anything else. Nikki, Brew Thumbs is a troll. Well, I don't mind what he said. You're interested in my criminal history? Okay. What would you specifically like to know? All my charges, what I will tell you briefly. What I got charged with, like I said before, was um, obtaining property by false pretense. And that covers a large multitude of things. But that's what I was charged with initially. When I did, and my sentence for that was I did like 32 days in jail. Then I was on house arrest for a couple months, and then I was on probation for a year and had to do 28 days in some kind of rehab facility. Okay. So during that period of time, all I can say is I was guilty of the crime that I committed, 100%. Once you get into the justice system, they want to keep you there, and they will do everything in your power to keep you there. Anybody who's ever been on probation knows it's a setup. So, without going into all the details, my probation got violated. Um, I was, they picked me up from a rehab center that I was going to complete my 28 days. Um, and they charged me with absconding. Even though they knew exactly where I was, they picked me up from rehab. And I had spoken to my lawyer the day before, and he said, no judge would prefer you be in jail rather than rehab, so go to rehab. But what happened was my probation officer, actually it wasn't even her, somebody was filling in for her, had signed me up to do some jail days, because you could have done 28 days in jail or 28 days in rehab. Of course, I chose the rehab, but she had signed me up for a jail weekend without me knowing. So as I chose to go to rehab, they charged me with absconding because I didn't show up, obviously, for the jail weekend. I didn't even know it was scheduled. So then I had to go back to jail. And long story short, I kept having things like that kept happening. And I ended up becoming really close with the people that I was locked up with because number one, you're seeing the best side of them. There's obviously sober, and uh, I could relate to a lot of their stories. All of them knew I was in extreme pain. I mean, they saw me every day, twisting and turning, and my body, how it does at night, and limping all day long. So they saw how much pain I was in. And they would always say, when you get out, hit me up, and I've got some stuff for you. And you can figure out the rest. I became addicted. The other crimes that I committed were all involving shoplifting. So I think I had like three. Only one of them was, I told you, was the felony. So it was, I'm not sure. I think it does say shoplifting charges. And then along with that, they'll charge you with no trespassing because they don't want you to come back to their store. So that's the only criminal history I have. Yeah, it's kind of extensive, but those are the two crimes or three crimes that I have down: trespassing, shoplifting, and obtaining property by false pretense. Tricia likes to make up all kinds of other bullshit, but whatever. Okay, y'all. I think my phone's about to die. I got at 12%, so I'll go a little bit longer until my phone gets down. Any other questions you have? Bless this mess says, TT phone home. You had her triggered as hell. You don't have to explain your record to us, hon. Well, I just want to be really open and honest with everybody. I'm not proud of what I done at all. I can tell you the reasoning behind what I did, and I think it's very common. Once, like I said, once you get involved with the criminal justice system, they will do everything in the world to keep you there. Um, but if you are, I'm not opposed to any questions. And if you want to question anything I'm saying, I certainly won't block you. Ghost, formerly known as Truthfully Toe. Marla, you are lovely and beautiful. We all can see why she goes after you. Pure jealousy. You're everything she wishes she was and more. Thank you for saying that. Oh, Jamie, thank you. She says, Marla, you are loved by many. Well, I love so many of you. It's hard to explain to people who don't have a relationship with people online, but it's very real. Like I was, I'll explain to my mom something about Trisha, which she doesn't even want to hear. She refuses to hear it. She's like, why don't you just turn the computer off and ignore it? And I said, well, I would, but there's so many people that I love, and I love to hear their stories and their videos, and she just comes along with it, unfortunately. And we do try to ignore her. She is sick, Smiley. She is sick. But she needs to get the treatment that she needs to get better. Oh, Surfer Rosa says Marla's absolutely beautiful. Trisha can only dream. Julian says Smiley Smith know what were they about? Sheldon says, see that TT open and honest? Try it sometime. I like that. Yeah, admit that you were addicted to pills, that you were an addict. Don't blame it on the doctor, for example. It's such a, like, I don't know. Little Miss Nursey Nurse says, trashy, go away forever. Well, like I said before, if you're not mentally stable enough to scrub toilets, I don't believe that you're mentally stable enough to be on YouTube and be an influencer to other people. That's just my opinion. Ghost formerly known as Truthfully Told. There's another Becca Smith channel with videos of Trisha and Becca doing fake pranks. Oh, really? This has been months and months ago, but I did see one at one point in time. Smiley says, "Oh my God, she's abusing her mom." Yeah, it's heartbreaking to watch. TT Phone Home. Oh, I love that name. Marla's stunning and classy, not trashy. Thank you. That was so sweet. Smiley says to Jillian to go watch Becca Smith's channel. Brown Eyed Girls, thank you for being so honest. I'm very proud of you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. It was very hard to get out of all of that, but I did. And the thing that really kept me so addicted is because I am in so much pain. So not only would I have the fear of withdrawing, but then pain would also come back. So it was like a double initiative to not get clean. Um, but it's been a couple years now. It's been about 3 years in November that I've been out of any sort of criminal facility and been totally sober. And we've been spending 3 years trying to get me help for the chronic pain issues and the CMT issues that I have. So, if I could do it all over again, I would have done it right the first time. But it's hard because there's still no easy answer. There's still no answer that we've found so far to treat this. So even if I were to have started on this path when it first happened 9 years ago, I definitely would have avoided. See, I wanted to do it all without inconveniencing anybody. I wanted the quick take away the pain, and I didn't want everybody. I was complaining so much to my boyfriend and at work. I was leaving all the time early, and to my family, and I just didn't want to be that person anymore. And it was so easy. All I had to do was pop a couple Percocets, and not only did my pain go away, but I had energy. I felt great. I thought, this is the answer. This is the answer. And the only way I could do that was to obtain it illegally. And bad idea. Bad idea. But I was just trying to give you an insight into my thought process at the time. Black pepper. TT loves me. That's the truth. Oh my God, I'm loving these names. Black pepper says, I have no receipts. The ghost, formerly known as Trisha's toe. If the spice don't fit, you must quit. Oh my God, I love it. If the spice don't fit, you must quit. Oh my God. Cheshire says there's black pepper in there. Surfer Rosa says, we got your back, Pepper. You were just a condiment minding your own business. Yes, got so much grief, didn't you? Cheshire says, I loved Percocet too. Yeah, it's like a miracle drug and until you run out. Randy is my mom says, go, she has no friends. The machine had to do the work. So the machine had to do the work. Oh, Sweetie says, I'm listening and eating my din din. Yum. She's live doing her night routine. Oh, how interesting. Is she brushing her teeth again? Another thing, I just want to tell her she hasn't done it recently, but in the past, she was always bleaching her teeth, and you can't bleach crowns. All those teeth, her fake teeth that she has, none of them can be bleached. So I don't know what the hell she's doing with bleach. Jillian says, justice for Pepper. Hashtag justice for Pepper. Absolutely. Black pepper, I go great on everything. You sure do. I used you a lot tonight in my supper. Ghost formerly known as Truthfully Toe. I noticed that too, Marla. You can't bleach veneers. Laughing my ass off. Yeah. They must not have told her a lot when she got that surgery. And they made them too long. Lady says there needs to be an account named Trisha's Cucumber. Oh, the places that poor Cucumber went. Oh, the horrors it endured. I love it. Black pepper, especially on pizza. Jamie says, Black pepper, stay away from tea tree oil. You wouldn't want to be mistaken by TT. Oh, yeah, she'd shove you down you know where. You might want to hang out with the EpiPen. Oh my gosh, Jamie, you're hysterical. Oh, she's taking a shower on live stream again? She's pathetic. And she had the nerve to say anything about bruise hygiene when that one time before she was going for the interview for this so-called job, that she took a 15-second shower. I swear to God. It was like literally less than 15 seconds. And she has the nerve to call out anybody else's hygiene. No, baby, that doesn't work. Brown Eyed Girl says, is there any way I could talk to you privately? Absolutely. If you go to my Twitter, it's Mermaids Are Real at Swami Ninja. And I think it's set up that I have to accept your request first, but I'll be glad to do that. Brown Eyed Girl, is that okay? Do you have Twitter? Black Pepper says, oh, don't mention her vagina to me. She talks about that all the time. It's disgusting. And like I said, like what if her daughter sees it, or her daughter's friends, or whoever, her future employer. Savage Lies said that could be struck for nudity, just saying. Oh God, and she's in the shower. Randy is my mom says that woman has no curves. Has a rectangular shape. Ha 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 ha. Yes, just to be petty, she doesn't have any curves. The only curves that she has have been implanted in her body. So she liked to call herself woman with curves or something. Mm-mm. I can't imagine what she looked like before plastic surgery because, whew. Yes, Jillian, but not the Swami, not the P, sweetie. SWAMININGA. Hey, Marine Mom. TT is like my sister-in-law. I have 30 years experience, unfortunately. I really want to help you. Please tell us what to do, Marine. Is there anything that we can do that would get through to her? Because everybody that I talk to says you can't, and I know this from my psychology background, you can't reason with a crazy person. Lady says, you are right, Ghost. She is so sour that cucumber would turn into a pickle. Her vagina juice is pure vinegar. Oh, God, lady. Ah, that was a horrible image. She's SpongeBob's Savage Live. TT phone home. She can't stand it. She had to go live to make herself feel better. Ghost says, she's built like a brick. No how. Y'all are hysterical tonight. Yes, Jillian, that's right. So, Brown Eyed Girl, please message me. I'll be looking for that, okay? Randy is my mom. Her hairy vagina. Oh, Sean wears her pubic hair on his face. Oh, yeah, because she uses his razor. Ugh. Okay, Black Pepper says, I have a question to the chat. Who loves some black pepper? I do. I love fresh black pepper, though, not the kind in the jar. Oh, Nikki, I'm back. I'm sorry, I had a teenager crisis. Oh, no. Is Danica okay? Just Jen says, I love the brick. Yeah, the brick comment was great. She's a brick, no house. Oh, Debbie says she always says everyone wants to put their head up her vagina. It's disgusting. Why are you mentioning that all the time? Nikki says, I love pepper. I love black pepper. Carrie says, you can't get through to someone like her. It won't happen. She is live and in the shower. Who goes live in the shower? I don't know. Oh, I'm way behind. Sorry. Geez, she's in the shower. Surfer Rosa says, talking about how great it is to be in the shower that isn't in prison. Oh, yeah, she likes to bring that up all the time. At least she's not a criminal. At least I wonder what they learned in prison. She's fascinated by it. Could tell her some things about it if she really wanted to know. Savage says, congrats, Marla. The hooker is triggered. Oh, I mean, I knew that was going to happen. You know, tomorrow she's going to, or maybe even later tonight, she's going to have a flip the fuck out video. So just be prepared for it. What happened to her dream space? Like I said earlier, she said that the air conditioning broke and she told the landlord that she was not going to pay rent until it was fixed. And that is not the way repairs work. So I guess he kicked her out. She's way past triggered. Oh my goodness. Well, you all, yeah, Savage Life can't wait. My phone's about to die, so I better get off. I guess that's enough bashing for one night. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for participating. I wasn't sure if anybody would show up tonight, but I did feel compelled to come on and just share some of my thoughts. But if anybody wants to talk to me offline, that is my handle on Twitter. I'd be glad to answer any questions or talk to you about anything. I'll be very open and give you an honest answer for sure. So, love you all so much. Have a good night.